Alright, so we got another 928 project to tackle today. So last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, whenever this damn coronavirus stuff, can't keep track of time. Either way, filled up the tank, which I've done plenty of times before, and started smelling gas. Found there was some gas pulled up here around the sender, which I think it might have just been looser. The gasket bad because I pulled it out. I didn't use a vacuum cleaner, but with just a vacuum tube from a pneumatic brake bleeder, and got it out and snugged that up, and that seemed okay. But then looking underneath, kept seeing gas run down the side of the tank, and it's a little damp up there, and I tried wiping it off to see if it was just from the top, and didn't seem like it. Can't really tell exactly where up there it's coming from, but probably has a crack or a broken hose or something. So anyway, I guess we need to get the tank down so we can figure out if we can repair this tank, or if we need to go steal one from the parts car. And because, of course, the leak showed up after filling the tank, it's full of gas. About 22, 23 gallons, I think. Because I really didn't drive it much since I filled it up, fortunately, and thought about just running it around to drain it out some more, but A, haven't had anywhere to go recently, been working from home, and 2, didn't really want to drive around with a gas leak, so just gotta try to drain as much gas out as we can to make the tank easier to deal with, and try not to get armpit full of gas. Fortunately, it's pretty easy to drain it out. Just gotta take the cover off to get to the pump, which we're gonna have to take off anyway, and can pull the hose off of it. Alright, so the little cover is off the fuel pump and the filter and everything back here. So now what I'm going to try and do is get the hose off the pump and not dump gas everywhere. Maybe we need a bigger funnel. Try this funnel. Granted, it's not as tall, but yeah, that works better. I have a feeling we're probably going to get screwed here by these EPA nonsense cans, because it's got that little strainer in it, which is probably going to make the gas not go down as quick. Anyway, I got 10 gallons out onto the third can. Right, well, I think we got out as much gas as we have cans for right now, short of pouring them into another vehicle. Anyway, did take the power wires off the pump and the line off the filter. So I guess what it looks like you're able to do is you're supposed to be able to fish the wires and the line out through this like plate or bracket under it. Of course, this is all full of dirt and everything when I took off the cover that goes up the side here. And it also looks like the other thing you could do is take the line apart there, but I put 2 wrenches on there and it was not wanting to turn, and so I just sprayed it down with some Croil and letting it soak. Maybe it'll come off, maybe not, and I think I could still fish the line through, but I didn't want to break that and then really be stuck. Anyway, looks like should be able to fish this out through here somehow. It's just kind of tight squeeze in there. Yeah, see, it's all full of dirt and junk. But hopefully with that stuff out of the way, then it will come out, and then we can disconnect the filler and everything up here, and then hopefully lower the tank. Alright, well, took the fuel door off just so it's not sticking out here as I'm working and don't want to bend it up or anything. So we took this snap ring off here that holds this grommet in. Now we're just trying to work it around, which, I don't know. See, people say out this way, but it seems like it ought to be able to come off, although mine is disintegrating. That's lovely. So maybe I don't want to keep messing with it too much. It's off the body, that might just be what we got to leave it at. Assuming I can get to all the lines there to take off, but I don't know, we'll deal with that in a moment. Don't want to break anything else, because I don't know, I might have to go steal this off the parts car now. This will come off now. Yeah. Like that. One less thing in the way. So we still have the problem with this line here. There's so much crud in this bracket. I don't know if it's going to want to slide through. Maybe as we lower it, it'll come out. We'll have to see. Just be careful with that. And I guess at the risk of tearing up that grommet anymore, I think instead of trying to get to the vent hose up there, we'll just take it off here, which I guess I need to be careful so I don't break it off that canister, because that's kind of stuck. So I need two hands, but have to steady this while we loosen that screw. Alright, with a little patience and being careful to hold the nipple and everything still while we messed with the clamp and pulled the hose off, and to get that off without breaking what I think's that some sort of charcoal canister. So anyway, that's off. We took off the sender connector and the return hose. So really, I think now we are just down to needing to loosen the straps and see if this will come out as we lower the tank. So I guess get the jack under here and start loosening the strap bolts. Alright, so I really don't know what the hell went on with this car in its past life, but it is full of dirt up there. All that fell off the top of the tank, trying to get that grommet off, which is revealing that that is an Allen head, not a bolt, so you do have to get that grommet out to get that. And it's sort of disintegrated, sort of intact. We'll see if maybe the one at the parts car is good, but just got to get that out, and then hopefully the tank will come down. Yeah, there shouldn't really be anything else holding it now. Nope. Just over in the bracket again. Okay, there. Wiggle it some and it comes. Well, after spending half an hour not being able to get the clamp loose enough to get the hose off, just cut it at the end so it can still slip it over because I don't have a new hose. And I pushed it down there through the body where it goes. So now, maybe we can lower the tank some more. Sorry, battery died, so the camera will only sit here because that's all the cord reaches, but just wiggling the tank around a little bit more, I can see all around, so there we go. Now I don't think we're cutting anything else. There we go. And right. Now can I get this out? Alright, now that the tank is out of the car, it's pretty filthy, so gotta scrub it. So I think it leaks along this seam, but definitely ain't gonna be able to seal it with it all filthy. And this bracket was full of crap too. So anyway, a weird time for fireworks. Everything's blocked off, and I'm not going to spray water directly at any of those, but they're all shut off, so just scrub it down with some soapy water. Alright, well, our tank's all clean now, and just looking over it, you know, it seemed like the leak was running down from this side of it. I don't see any obvious cracks anywhere on it. The only thing I see is the seam. Now granted, you know, you're going to see some marks in the plastic along the seam, but it does look like it's inset a bit. You know, it's hard to tell. It definitely seemed like it was wet along it. It could mean, though, that, you know, gas was running down from up here and sort of laying it. It's a possibility. You know, not having any real other bleed to look at, honestly. I mean, these things look like they're okay. Both of those, where they seal on. So, I think we're probably just going to put some epoxy along the seam here, and maybe just a little bit around here for good measure. But doesn't seem like there's any obvious cracks. So anyway, we'll go take a look. This is got this Permatex epoxy. Looks like it's just a two-part thing. You just knead it together and I guess cut off however much you need it, and put it on there. So guess we'll get to doing that. Well, I looked over the tank real good. Still couldn't find any obvious cracks. I really don't know if the seam's actually leaking or if fuel was just leaking from something else and collecting it in it, but I had that putty, I took it and put it around there. Put some around these vents, or these hoses, and I guess just gonna see if that fixes it. I mean, I don't know, it could be this hose or something leaking, but I don't have another hose, so we'll see. So I did notice earlier that a little bit of fuel did come out of what I imagine is some sort of charcoal canister up there. And this is the hose here that went between it and the tank. And this is the end of the canister, so I think it was sitting oriented like this. And I noticed there's that little split in it. So, I don't know, maybe it was dribbling out of there and ran down the tank or something, because if it ran down that and then came here, it could have wound up there in the seam. Just found a leak, but I've already got a new piece of hose for that. I wish I probably should have thought ahead of time and ordered a new one of these hoses, but I didn't, so oh well, have to reuse it. Did cut like 3/4 of an inch off the end of it because I couldn't get the clamp off in the car. Anyway, so got the bracket all cleaned up over here, so now I just got to do everything the opposite of what it was before and just put it back in now. Well, took a while, but tank's all back in. Everything went back in place as it should, apart from these little covers I need to put back on, which I need to clean that one off, because it's still full of whatever crap was here. All I can figure is at some point someone had this thing in mud and just spun tires and slung it all over the back of the wheel well here. That's all I can figure, because it's not, you know, all over stuff up here, but it's all over back here. Anyway, yeah, that'll go back, and just gotta put gas back in it. Well, might give it a while longer. Oh, yeah, gotta connect the vapor canister up there too, but might give the epoxy stuff longer. But it says you can even put it directly on a leaking tank while, you know, it'll dry with gasoline on it, so I don't know, might just put gas in it, we'll see. Alright, well, it's about a week later, and I haven't driven the car a ton. I drove it once, honestly, I just drove it around the block a couple times, since I have nowhere else to go right now with all the quarantine and shutdown stuff. But so far, there are no leaks showing up under here. So I really have a sneaking suspicion that the leak that whole time was the overflow tank hose up there. Because, like I said, I could see where some fuel would run out, so pretty sure that's what it was that whole time, and I really didn't need to take down the tank and just wasted my time. But either way, no more fuel leak. So, I guess for now we can call that a wrap and wait until we're on to bigger and better things. I think the next job I need to do with the car is I have another input shaft bearing for the transmission that hopefully should fix the noise that you can hear with it some. Because the torque tube bearings are all new, so that's not the problem. So, do that next, but of course, that means having to drop the transmission. The only reason I've been waiting on that is because I have this here limited slip differential. Granted, it is from an automatic, so I can't just, slap that on there. But I have that bag's the output shaft from the automatic trans, but plan is to take the ring gear and carrier out. Obviously I'll have to reuse my ring gear, but I can reuse the carrier and then put that into the manual transmission in the car. I was going to wait and do that all at once, but I need to figure out what all tools I need to get, I don't know. I probably need to set up clearances, which I have a little dowel indicator, but need some shims and other stuff, and I don't know if I can get all that stuff right now with everybody shut down. So I might just go ahead and replace that bearing, but even then really I need a press, and I don't have a press. So might need to go buy a press if anything is still open that sells presses.